sequence occupancy through different ages contributed the spatial regional morphology of adjoining natural as well as structural surroundings that according to human progress planning development level deliberately modified the peri-urbanizational rural-urban continuum. The rural-urban fringe is a complex and dynamic area, influenced by the intermingling of urban and agricultural land uses. Professors Mayers, Beagle, Keeble, and others have provided valuable insights into the nature of this transitional zone. As we continue our exploration, we encounter the perspectives of Professor F. Arpke and Professor R. E. Dickinson, shedding light on the cultural and morphological significance of the rural-urban fringe in the context of urban settlements. Professor R. R. Mayers and Professor J. A. Beagle explained, indicating the natives as, they consider the urban fringe as the zone between the country and the city. Professor Louis Keeble defined rural-urban fringe as, land surrounding the town which is not being considered as a part of it but which is directly being influenced by the town. Rural-urban fringe terminology propounded by Professor T. L. Smith through his Louisiana illustrations, having the characteristics of both town as well as the village. Professor R. E. Paul have elaborated 4 profound characteristics as selected immigration, segregation, communization, and coalition. According to Professor R. B. Andrews, rural-urban fringe is that area adjoining the inner fringe outward from the economic city in which there is intermingling of characteristically agricultural and urban land uses. Rural-urban fringe is a suburb which begins where the continuous build-up town ends. First, there is the built-up area of houses with small gardens, forming dormitory communities from which more than half the active working population works in town, stated by Professor Garnier and Professor Chabot. Professor G. S. Waring defined the rural-urban fringe as an extension of the city itself, present and potential, and since the city or cities of a metropolitan area and the suburb of fringe areas are a unit economically and sociologically, the entire area should be thought and planned as a unit. Professor R. L. Singh explained rural-urban fringe as an extension of the city itself, actual and potential, moreover since the area where most of the land uses are in flux. Professor H. Carter defined as, the rural-urban fringe is a region of communities of distinctive nature resulting from the migration of mobile, middle-class families oriented to the city and dominated by urban lifestyles. According to Professor F. Arpke, rural-urban fringe may be defined as a zone of cultural development that has taken place outside the political boundaries of central cities and extends to the areas of agricultural activity. Professor R. E. Dickinson recognized this fringe as a significant determinant of the morphology of urban settlements. The fringe is characterized by the extension of housing estates, of buildings along the main arterial roads, and by the location of new factories, golf courses, water works, etc. On the outer borders of the city, between the areas of rural and urban land use, there is an intermediate zone which shares the characteristics of each. This fringe is invaded by urban uses. Delimitation considers the economical and revenue-related parameters. The rural-urban fringe is not just a physical boundary, but a zone of cultural development that extends beyond the political boundaries of central cities. It is a space where urban and rural activities converge and interact, shaping the landscape and social fabric. In conclusion, the rural-urban fringe is a complex and multifaceted area that requires thoughtful planning and consideration. As we navigate the intricate dynamics of migration, land use, and cultural development, it becomes clear that the rural-urban fringe is a crucial component of our evolving urban landscape.